Hey friend, Sherri James here. I am so excited to come to you with another video for the Best of the Bible Hangout. In this series, we have been looking back at series that we've done before, and right now we're in the middle of reviewing a series from 2015 called Empower the Giant Within You. And that was such a powerful series. It was based on the book by Imelda Octavia Shanklin, What Are You? So, the video today is what's your system for improvement? But before I get into that, I want to take a moment to invite you to watch all the way to the end, especially if you're here for the premiere, because I have a special gift for you. It's my way of saying thank you for joining me every Monday. Thank you for being a part of my community. And even though we can't be together live in the way that we used to be, it's just my way of trying to give you something that lets you know how much I appreciate you. All right, let's dive into it. So, like I said, we're looking back at this series, and there are 9 steps in the process of empowering the giant within you. And we're on step 3 for this month. So there are 4 Mondays, so you can get 4 videos. So step 1 was recognize your divine nature. Step 2 was train your mind to think straight. So doing it month by month. This month, step 3 is choose heaven. Choose heaven. And I want to be clear, when I say choose heaven, I'm not speaking of a place you go to when you die. I'm talking about a state of mind that you occupy right here, right now, right where you are right now. And so heaven, you can be in heaven. You can make a heaven of hell, or you can make a hell of heaven. The choice is not about the outer circumstances. It's not about what's going on in your life. It's about what's going on in here. What's your response to the things that are happening? And so one of the things that you have got to get when you're choosing heaven is that you need a system of improvement. What is your system for improvement? So I'm going to share with you a personal story. Last month was probably one of the toughest months that I've experienced this year. There's a lot of change happening in my world. Board members that are not, coming back for different reasons. Nothing bad, but just life is moving, and so these people are moving out of those positions. The person who used to support me by picking Jordan up in the evening, she now needed to move on to do full-time work. And so she was no longer able to be there in the evenings. So I was, really having to find someone who could be that person to pick him up and maintain him until I get out of work and get home. Also, my assistant, who I love dearly, like love. But she's graduated. She finished grad school, and she's got an amazing new job that's starting at the top of the year. So now I've got to find someone to support in that area. The person that was helping me, assisting me with the Sherri James company, same thing. There's some changes that happened in her life, and she moved on. So there's a lot of change happening in my experience. And then we're opening with the financial firm, we're opening an office in Las Vegas. And so there was travel back and forth. And I don't know about you, but for me, travel can be stressful because there's all of the stuff you got to go through to get to your destination and then get back. And then you add to it having to find some place for Jordan to be. Is there a place where he can be overnight? Because he can't come with me on this particular business trip. So there was a lot of change. And one of the things that I discovered through that process is that when I am under stress, and that was a lot of stress in my life, when I am under stress, my mind runs toward all of the negative. And so I found myself in the middle of a full-on pity party. I mean, I had streamers, everybody had cake. It had woe is me on the icing. It was a whole thing. And I was just feeling depressed. I'm not depressed, not like clinically depressed, but just really down about like how life is and what isn't the way that I want it to be. Fortunately, thank God for my morning routine. This is part of my system for improvement. It was one of my habits, one of my daily habits is that I watch some kind of positive video. Well, I'll do it while I'm like, cleaning the kitchen in the morning and getting my wheatgrass juice together. And this particular video shared some information that talked about sometimes you can be in the momentum of a thought or feeling, and it feels so intense that it feels like you didn't choose the thought, but rather the thought chose you. And it took me back to that low point that I experienced that when I was on that first trip to Vegas with us, opening our office there. And I saw myself and I was like, you're right. I was completely in the throes of what's not right with my life and feeling like this thought chose me versus me choosing the thought. And I have to give thanks and praise to my morning routine. So I'm up 5 a.m. every morning. I've got a very scripted first hour because I learned that the first hour of the day is the rudder of the day. That what you do in that first hour determines what the rest of the day looks like. And what I found is that my morning routine ends up being that place where I can catch myself. And so that's my question for you. What is your system for improvement? So part of choosing heaven is choosing your responses to the circumstances that are happening in your experience. And it was in that moment that I was actually able to see, oh, I got to put some additional protections around my mind. And so one of the changes that I made is that I instituted now an evening routine. And so just like that first hour of the day is scripted, my last hour of the day is just as scripted because it's my chance to put myself back in my right mind after the whole day has happened. Because just because you have a morning routine doesn't mean that the day can't go south. Just because you start the morning up on a spiritual high doesn't mean that you can't find yourself on a spiritual low by the end of the day. So what's your catch? Right? And so that's the question for you. What's your system for improvement? And so you can build the consciousness for anything that you need. And I realized that I had to build a better consciousness, a better awareness, a better thought and feeling pattern for managing stress. So it's not the stress, it's my response to the stress. What do I do about that? And I found that if I put that scripted evening routine, it was a chance to help me get back into my right mind if I found that I wasn't in it. And finally, come at it like a scientist. So I didn't come to this saying, okay, I've got this evening routine and I'm going to do it forever. No, I gave myself a commitment. I made it a 30-day experiment. So there's a control, right? That I got a day 1 and I got a day 30, and I can look at the results of what I get from those 30 days. And then I can make tweaks to it as I go. So I hope that helps you. Part of the work that I do is working with ministers who coach to take their book or their online or their coaching system and turn it into a profitable online course. Part of that is managing me because I've got all these different priorities. I've got the church, I've got mommyhood, I've got the financial business, and putting that all together. These are the things that I am working with that enable me to support the people that are in my mastermind. I want to offer you a free gift. You already got the gift that's coming at the end that I got for you. Thank you for sticking around. But I also want to offer you a free gift that if you're looking for a place when you're a minister who coaches and you're looking for a place where you can take your book, take your content and turn it into a profitable online course, then I want you to check out the free gift. And that link is somewhere, wherever my team put it on the video, for you to tap in and see if we are a good fit to work together. All right, take care. And on the next screen, you'll find your free gift.